Good morning and welcome to our kitchen. I'm Gordy Galusha.
I'm Nancy Ostrich.
And we're doing our 291st program today. And it's a beautiful fall day, so we're going to celebrate fall.
Okay.
Today we're going to be making chicken thighs in mushroom sauce and a Swedish apple pie. And I'm going to start off with Nancy.
Thank you. I am going to start browning the chicken thighs in about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. The recipe called for 2 pounds, skin on and bone in. Well, when I looked at the thighs package that had the skin on it, probably the bone, there's so much skin, and more skin, things weigh more, so I elected to buy the skinless and boneless. And now I have some skin on the sides there, but I prefer to cook and deal with the skin and boneless thighs. And I have salt and peppered this side. And when I want to turn them over and start with the there. Then I will salt and pepper this side. And they will cook for about 8 to 10 minutes. So, while I'm doing that, I will now turn it over to Gordy.
Okay, this morning I'm going to be making a Swedish apple pie. I have made it before on the show, but I did have some apples and I didn't want to let go, so I'm going to make it again. It's very easy. It's only got 4 or 5 ingredients, excuse me. And in my bag, I have 5 apples sliced, a tablespoon of sugar, and a tablespoon of vinegar. Not vinegar, cinnamon. And I'm going to put those in my bowl. Straighten them out here. This is very, very easy to make, and it's a very good dessert for a quick dinner. You don't have too many ingredients. Okay. Got a couple of more pieces here. Okay. Okay. Okay, and in my bowl, I have a cup of sugar, a cup of flour, a pinch of salt, and I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup of butter. I'm going to mix this all up. Make sure you get all the sugar and the flour and everything all in here. And when this is all mixed up, we're going to take dollops of it and put it on top of the apple pie. As I said, it's very, very easy. It's a very good, quick recipe. I don't know why they call it Swedish apple pie, but they do.
There used to be a Swedish coffee house in Pittsfield near Park Square.
A Swedish coffee house?
Swedish coffee house. I remember my mother talking about, and I guess going there. And they must have served something like that as a dessert. So that I didn't think about that for years, but yeah.
I never heard of it.
That would have been in let's see,
North Street, huh?
no, around Park Square.
Oh, Park Square?
Maybe where the cart house is now.
Okay.
Even or in that area, or maybe down where the new library. I don't know. But it would have been in the 20s and 30s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what it looks like now. I've got everything all on it, and I'm going to put it in a 350-degree oven for 45 minutes. Hope that it doesn't run over. Okay, that's it for the apple pie. Now back to Nancy.
Well, back to Nancy and taking a break because I've not finished browning off my chicken thighs yet. So we will take a break and be back shortly. Okay, I've burned, we were just laughing, my husband's famous saying is burn the burgers. Well, I have browned the chicken thighs on both sides, and I salt and peppered them on both sides, and I'm going to transfer them to a roasting baking dish that I have sprayed with shortening. And I will put them in. You can do a 375, 350 degree oven to finish cooking them for probably a half an hour or so. And I have the fry pan. We're still going to use this. Turn the heat down a little. You still have the olive oil from doing the chicken. I'm going to saute now in the fry pan 2 8-ounces of, the recipe said cremini mushrooms. I have baby Bella. Your favorite mushroom, let's put it that way. 2 8-ounces that I have sliced. I do not like to buy sliced mushrooms. They never look that good. I like to get them whole and slice them myself. And of course they're going to cook down quite a bit. I'm also going to add 1 teaspoon of fresh thyme leaves, or a half a teaspoon of dry thyme leaves. And you know me by now that I don't keep fresh herbs just because I wouldn't use them all up and whatever. So I'm a dried herb person. And some more salt and pepper to taste on the mushrooms. Okay, these are going to cook down. Which will take a few minutes, and we can edit that portion out. The mushrooms pick up the flavor, the chicken and the oil. There. Mushrooms are pretty versatile, adding them to many different things, and they're good for you.
They're good on steak smothered. Mushrooms smothered over the steak. I just love that.
Yeah, when you can afford a steak now.
Right. You can't afford them.
That's why they're going over chicken.
Right. Chicken seems to be the only reasonable meat for pricing
Yeah.
lately.
I think I got this recipe, picked up a Market 32 a booklet with fall recipes, but I read something very interesting. I tore out the article and the page, trying to combat all these different foods and things that are supposed to help you delay or combat physical chronic diseases, illnesses. And since we just got through, well, a month ago, I guess, the blueberry season. And you can buy blueberries in the grocery store all year round, I think, from different countries, different parts of our country. And in July, here in Berkshire County, we picked early in the season, got a lot of blueberries.
Did you pick them yourself?
Yep, lasted in the refrigerator for a month.
Really? Oh my goodness.
But my point being, delaying or helping to not develop dementia, they're like the blueberry now. Mm-hmm. Blueberries are a fruit that can help in that way. So it is a terrible disease, illness of dementia with our elderly. So start eating your blueberries one way or another. And they don't have a big flavor to them, but they're good.
Right. They're excellent.
Okay, I've cooked these down pretty good. And the next step will be, I want 1 garlic clove minced. I have to get and garlic is good too for what ails you, I guess. And if you want to add a little bit more, it's not going to hurt. Okay, and a tablespoon of butter, if you have it, or margarine. This time I am going to use some butter. And sometimes I will bring home some of these butter pats that you get in the restaurant. Don't tell anybody. But I think once it's out on the plate, they're not going to throw them away. I mean, they're going to throw them away because of germs. And I don't normally keep butter on hand buying it myself. So if you got a couple of these, it's a good place to use them. Okay, once this butter melts, I'm going to get some flour. And I'm going to stir in a tablespoon of flour. Right now we'll take it off the heat for a minute. Okay. Remember, before you add anything else, you need to cook the flour for a minute or so to get the bitterness out of it. When you're making cream sauces, white sauces, when you put the butter and the flour together. Let it Now, another thing to add, which I do not keep at home, is balsamic vinegar. That would be 2 tablespoons of balsamic. If I bought some, I'd be throwing it away. So I'm leaving that out of this recipe because I don't keep it on hand. All right, now, one more thing. I want a cup of chicken stock, low sodium, whatever you keep on hand. I'm going to pour that into the mushroom mixture and let that boil up. And it should not only evaporating some of the liquid, but thickening this sauce up now that I've added the. This will be poured over the cooked chicken, and which is still baking in the oven, and sprinkled with some fresh parsley or dried parsley if you desire. So we will break now, and when we come back, we'll be, I think, at our table. Welcome back to our table for show number 291. We made some yummy looking things here today. The main course I made was chicken thighs in mushroom sauce, and you can see that there's the mushrooms on top of the chicken thighs. It's quite easy to make, actually. I bought, you can buy skinless, boneless, or skin on, bone-in chicken thighs, whatever you. I'm going to even say if you want to do chicken breast, why not? And they are browned both sides in a fry pan ahead of time for about 10 minutes. And then you put them in a roasting pan and finish them off in the oven for a half hour at 350, 375, whatever. And meanwhile, that you've got your frying pan emptied out, you're going to saute about 2 8-ounce packages of mushrooms of your choice. These are baby bellas, I believe, regular, the white mushrooms, whatever. It doesn't really matter, to me anyways. And I sliced them ahead of time. I don't like to buy sliced mushrooms because they tend to get brown looking very quickly.
They don't look too good when they're sliced in the package.
You know. So they are sautéed in the oil that's left from the chicken, along with some fresh thyme or dried thyme and salt and pepper. After you've cooked those down, because they're going to, of course, reduce quite a bit, you stir in a garlic clove minced and 1 tablespoon of butter or margarine, and let that cook down for a minute or so. And then add a tablespoon of flour and cook it for a while, because you've got to cook raw flour if you're making some sauces for a minute or two. The recipe did call for 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, which I don't have on hand, and I don't want to keep it on hand, so I did not use it, but that's, you can add that. And then when that thickens up, whisk in 1 cup of chicken stock or broth. And I cooked this because for 10 minutes or more to thicken up more. Let the liquid evaporate, and that's how I got it. Because a cup of chicken broth does thin it out quite a bit. But if you simmer it, the air will evaporate more and get thick. So out came the chicken breast, and I put on a serving plate and poured the mushroom sauce over the top. And then I did cook some orzo, or you could do regular rice to serve with the chicken. So for dessert, Gordy, what's going on?
Today I made a very easy apple pie called Swedish apple pie. There's only 7 ingredients in it, so it won't take you very long to make it. If you have guests that are coming for dinner, or uninvited guests, or people that you didn't know were going to show up, you can make this for a dessert. And it's made with 5 sliced apples and a tablespoon of sugar and a tablespoon of cinnamon. And you mix up your apples with the cinnamon and the sugar, and then you put it in a pretty pie plate or a casserole dish. And then you take 3/4 cup of melted sugar, melted butter, a cup of sugar, and a cup of flour, pinch of salt, and mix it all together. That makes the crust on the top, and then you put it on top of the apples, and that makes a beautiful little apple pie for dessert. It's good for parties, it's good for dinners, and it's good for anything that you want to make fall recipes for. And we are in the fall season, so a lot of apples and pumpkins and a lot of delicious food will be made in the fall. So if you'd like any of these recipes, please send a self-addressed envelope to Dalton Community Cable, 151 Park Avenue, Dalton, Mass. 01226. And that is all from our kitchen today. Have a great day, and go out and take a ride in the country and buy pumpkins and apples and whatever you could get your hands on.
Yep.
Have a great day, guys.